about to talk about adding and subtracting fractions with different denominators. So we went over if they have a common denominator, but what if the denominators are different? Ready?
Yep.
All right, so we have 1/4 plus 1/8. 1/4 plus 1/8. I can't do what I just learned because the denominators aren't the same. So I'm going to have to find a least common denominator, or LCD. So we're looking for the least common denominator. Sometimes we call that the LCD. In order to find the least common denominator, you have to know the least common multiple between the denominators that we have, the 4 and the 8. Now, we talked about what a factor is. A factor is when you have the numbers that multiply to give you a product. A multiple is going to be the actual product. Let's look at it. A factor times a factor gives us a product. A synonym for product can be the word multiple. So it's either an answer, a product, or a multiple. All mean the same thing. So for 4 and 8, we're looking for the least common multiple that they have in common. So I'm pretty much asking you, what's 4 times 1?
4.
4. What's 4 times 2?
8.
4 times 3?
12.
Let's stop there. What's 8 times 1?
8.
What's 8 times 2? 16?
16.
Yes, 8 times 2, 16, all day, every day. On this side of Georgia. Now, in Atlanta, it might be 12, but on this side, it's 16. What's 8 times 3? 24, yes. We're looking for the least common denominator. Before we did greater. So greater and least are antonyms, so they're opposite. So the opposite of greater is least. So this time we're looking for the smallest number that they both have. 8. Absolutely. So our least common multiple, or our least common denominator, is 8. Now I want to convert these denominators so they match the number 8. Over here I have a bonus because I don't have to do anything, right? Because the denominator is already 8. But over here I need to change that 4, or convert the 4 into 8 by using multiplication. 4 times what gives you 8?
2.
And 1 times what gives you 8? Now I'm lying to you. That ain't what we're going to do. 4 times 2 is 8. And whatever you do at the bottom, you must do at the top. Yes, absolutely. So 4 times 2 is 8. What's 1 times 2?
2.
Yes, so we're going to rewrite this whole fraction. So we're going to have 2 over 8 plus 1 over 8. What's 2 plus 1?
3.
And my denominator is?
8.
I can leave it as that now, and I could add because my denominators match. They both were 8, so it worked perfectly. Now, there's another way we can do this called the Mr. A way. We call this the Mr. A way. We coined this after one of our instructors. 1/4 plus 1/8. And it's a little bypass to what we normally do. We call it his way because it works every time, and it's the way he does it. You start at this bottom corner with this denominator, and you multiply it by this numerator at the top. What's 4 times 1?
4.
All right. We're going to do that again. We're going to start up top with this numerator and multiply it by this denominator. What's 1 times 8?
8.
And we're going to go straight across for our last step. What's 4 times 8?
32.
32. This way will always work if you struggle with finding those least common multiples. What's 4 plus 8?
12.
And my denominator is?
32.
Now, I do have a big fraction, but one thing I can do is simplify, because I already know how to do that. What number can I divide into both 12 and 32? 4? All right, let's try it. What's 12 divided by 4? What's 32 divided by 4? Is that the same answer we got when we did it the other way? This way works every time as well, and you can do it with subtracting or adding. Both ways work just as fine. You want to try one? Let's try. May I erase?
Yes.
I think Ms. Snipes did right up there. I'm gonna leave that part up there for you. Two-thirds plus 1/6. We're gonna try the Mr. A way. What's 2 times 6?
12.
What's 3 times 1?
3.
What's 3 times 6?
18.
What's 12 plus 3?
15.
My bottom is?
18.
What can I divide into both 15 and 18?
3.
What's 15 divided by 3?
5.
And 18 divided by 3?
6.
Absolutely.